See if you can stop it.
No, sir. Yeah. That's the upcoming still.
Okay.
That's nothing.
You can run see you back in the back there.
Your screen kind of blurry too.
Yeah. Hold on.
If you out there?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, that take long. If I go on freestyle it, you know. Go on freestyle it, you know. You know, long I say that.
Yoweri Kaguta. Uganda's Electoral Commission has declared President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni the winner of the January 15th presidential election, extending his rule to a seventh term in office. Official results show Museveni secured 7.9 million votes. That's 71.65%, decisively ahead of opposition leader
What's your feedback?
Robert Sentamu, widely known as Bobby
I
Wine,
know
who
my
polled
side.
7 million votes, 24.72%. However, Bobby Wine has flatly rejected describing them as fake and stating that they bear no resemblance to what happened at polling stations across the country. And as Uganda braces for a tense post-election period, the government says it is working around the clock to restore internet services shut down during the vote. A move closely watched as the nation awaits its next steps. NTV's Ashley Atieno with the details.
The ballots were cast, the votes counted, and today, Uganda's presidential election winner has been officially declared.
And the votes cast in his favor, being more than 50% of the vote, the valid votes cast in the election. The commission hereby declares President declares candidate Yoweri Museveni to have more capital 7. The duly elected president of the Republic of Uganda at the presidential elections held on the 15th of January 2026 for the next 5 years.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni secured 7,946,642 votes, representing 71.65% for a 7th term in office. His closest challenger, opposition leader Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, alias Bobi Wine, garnered 2,741,238 votes, representing 24.72% of the total valid votes cast.
In your respective capacity.
But the official announcement.
Yeah, man.
The feedback.
Check your YouTube. The volume up.
Mute one of them they are wicked feedback. Alright.
Yeah, man. So, as we can see, Ugandan has went to the poll on Thursday, January 15. And leading up to the election, we've seen a shutdown of the internet 2 days before that, and it lasted for about 4 days into the count after the vote and into the count before them announce the winner of the election eventually. But as we have seen tension are high in Uganda, and a lot of people are alleging that the election was rigged and there was use of excessive force and there were unlawful detention of the opposition, and opposition were targeted. And there were also a big problem with the electoral voting system, electronic voting system, because obviously because there was no internet, that also affected the electronic process of the voting system. What do I view on that? I want to say big up to Bingi, big up Dada. We there go and hold the trad because the trad have to go and see him where you see it. Yeah, man. So anyway, big up the eye themselves.
Yeah, I got big up yourself. Yeah, I still see the producer screen. You want to take it down?
Yeah, the producer is still there.
Oh, okay. Why you okay?
Yeah, because I'm responsible for the live.
So yes, so once again, you know what I mean, based on the election result, we see another African leader who is clinging on to power. You know what I mean? And it's one of the biggest issues on the continent where we see these leaders hang on for power, overstaying their welcome. You know what I mean? Hanging on to power for too long. You know what I mean? And it's a great issue because most of these leaders, they don't have any succession plan. There's no succession planning. There's no, you know what I mean, planning for say who's gonna take over the country. And the worst thing about it, we don't see where most of these leaders are, you know what I mean, making the country evolve. the people of the country are not benefiting from their leadership. We don't see any development in most of those countries where these leaders have been there. I think this is, they say, is it 7th term? 7,
Museveni.
Yeah, it's 7th term, and he's been there since since 86. Can you imagine that? That means that
Yes,
a man like me born in Uganda, but I never a rule, you know, never see another leader, you know. People who are 40 years old,
the people
never.
during the counting process, the Electoral Commission kept giving update about the results so far, and at one point, Museveni was leading about 56%, and people were saying that he's going to be the next president. But I'm saying, hold up. What do you mean he's going to be the next president? He's always been the president for 4 decades. He's the only president that people in Uganda has known. They don't know anything different, and their condition hasn't changed. Their circumstance hasn't changed much. There hasn't been much progress in terms of education and infrastructure where the people are benefiting from the resources. So this raised a serious concern among the youths under Bobi Wine. And Bobi Wine ran in 2021 and he won about 30% of the vote. But this time we can see the voters turnout for his party is a bit much lower, and they're claiming foul play because they are saying that there were people who were intimidated. The army was on the street. There is no internet, no means of communicating. Well, they had their off-the-grid system that they used to communicate among themselves, but that wasn't able to reach a wider cross-section of the voters and the populace, so the message was basically interrupted. And the government on one hand is saying that they are doing this because they are trying to prevent misinformation going out and the organization of chaos within the streets and within certain areas of the country. What their impression and view overall what is happening on the ground?
It's great, you know. Yeah, guys, if you can take off the producer, it'll take up most of the screen.
But it shouldn't be seeing the producer unless it's not a producer anymore.
It's there like a guest.
Yeah. All right, hold on.
Yeah. Why you do that? It's kind of crazy, right? Where this man, you know, before when him just come to power in 86, he said he was a Democrat and he hit out against leaders who overstay their welcome. Right? And then now he went on to change the constitution to remove term limits and also change the constitution to remove age limits in Uganda. Right? So he's totally going again, the thing that he speak out about, the issues that he saw with African leaders. He now is end up doing the same exact thing that he said that he was going to change, or the issues that he highlighted. Oh, go ahead, Yaga. Yeah, but it's an issue on the continent, and it really is something that we really need to look into. Yeah, gone. It's right. And another thing is not only Museveni. We have other African leaders on the continent who have even been there longer. We have this leader, what's his name again? Mbasogo from Equatorial Guinea. He's been there since 1979. Over 40 years he has been there. We have Paul Biya, who was recently elected in Cameroon. Paul Biya has been in the president of Cameroon since 1982. We also have this other president from the Congo, Mgoso, I think his name is, been there since 1979 also. And we have the president in Eritrea, Afriki. As I pronounce his name, Afriki.
You know, when these leaders came into power,
yeah,
they came under the same spirit of Pan-Africanism because of the struggle of the people, and they are fighting for liberation. And they had great intention, they had good intentions, but once they get into power, it seems like power sweets them.
They become power hungry.
A lot of things that they talk about, they forget about it because the money and the power is so attractive. You know, they don't want to lose that power. And I don't think they can finish the money that they have and the wealth that they've garnered for themselves and their family. But man, it's been over 40 years and the people hasn't seen much development and their standard of living has not changed. When we look at some of the polling stations, because people were voting like under a tree, anywhere them could erect a little polling station. And with the army out on the road, people were intimidated. So a lot of people, if you're not going to vote for the incumbent, you probably don't stand a chance of voting because of the intimidation that has been taking place. And the government didn't do anything to prevent that from happening, even though we cannot say that it was the government that is pushing it, but they didn't prevent the violence that was issued out and meted by some of the voters and the people and the serious intimidation, which led to them saying that these are reasons the vote is rigged. In addition to the electronic breakdown, and members of the opposition were disappearing, who were supposed to be people who were in charge of the electoral votes and doing other service within the division and within the region.
Opposition leader, known as Bobby Wine. I know him as Bobby Wine because the first time I knew of this issue, you know, in Uganda, was Bobby Wine. He performed on Rebel Salute one year. I can't remember the year, but a good while now. In perform on Rebel Salute. A very good artist. Yeah, man, we call him bad artist, artist in Jamaica. But he's a good artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
him do an interview and talk about the issue. And so we start follow it from there. So. And the last election, he was put in jail when he was trying to rally his people. And this one now, as the news say, was put under house arrest, and he eventually escaped. Most of his rallies was put down by the security forces because Museveni is been in power. So he control the security forces, he control the police, he control everything, and any opposition is swiftly put down by him. You know what I mean? Which is a kind of a sad thing, because if he's saying it's democratic, is not supposed to be doing like that. I personally don't have anything against any type of leadership, But if you are a dictator, I think you should come out and say you're a dictator, and you know what I mean? Don't act democratic or try to act like you are a democratic leader when you're not. You know what I mean? Because personally, I feel like any type of government can work. We are seeing all type of government. We see dictators, you know what I mean, doing a good job. We're seeing socialists doing a good job. You know what I mean? Once you are representing the people and you are there for the people, it's my personal view that any type of government can work once the people are benefiting from it. You know what I mean? I don't believe in this one, like only democratic government can work, or only, you know what I mean, socialist government. I don't believe in that type of governance. Any type of governance can work, and we see many type of governance work in the world or on the earth, right? So what I'm saying, if you are one thing, just say you're right. If you are a dictator, just say you're a dictator. Don't act like you know what I mean? Yeah, guy. Like you have some trouble, man.
The phone are run hot star. And the AC and phone blast, so I don't know.
Then topic, you know, so.
Yeah, man, a hot topic. Hot topic, man. So what is your impression on the intimidation? Because I was listening earlier today to the president, the incumbent president-elect speech, where he said that at least 10 million of his voters didn't turn up to vote, and the opposition is lucky that they didn't turn up to vote. Otherwise, it would have been a landslide, even though it was a small percentage of the population that came out to vote.
And this is 2 days after the election, him know that.
Yeah, man.
2 days after the election, him knows that 10 million people didn't come to vote. For him.
Yeah, man.
How him knows that I in them there vote for. You know what I mean? How him knows that, Regine, this doesn't seem, when you look at the whole thing, it doesn't seem like a democratic, you know what I mean, the way how a democratic process should work. You know what I mean? You can see mass voter suppression all over Uganda. You know what I mean? Once is not for, you know what I mean, the governing president or the governing party.
The ruling party.
The ruling party, yeah. It is suppressed, right? I was saying earlier, I want, because I saw Bobby Wine, you know what I mean, and it's very interesting. And I want him to, you know what I mean, to have success in the election, personally, because it seems like we have some nice plans for Uganda. And personally, I don't co-sign these leaders who just there forever, just there till them dead and then them hand over to them son or them cousin. I don't like them thing that, because them thing there as a corruption, you build corruption, as a corruption come into play, right? Yeah, so I would know say Africa suffer from, like, one of the main problem of Africa is corruption. Maybe the main problem in Africa is corruption.
Musevent, them I call him now because
Musevent, yeah.
So he talks a good talk in the name of Africa and Pan-Africanism, but he hasn't delivered on many fronts. And right throughout the process, there are people who couldn't get in touch with their families, so they don't even have any idea of what's happening, what's going on the ground, and how things are affecting them, you know? And it's sad to see these things are happening, and it draws parallel, because one of the things that he says also, you know, is because there were foreign agents in the country instigating and trying to subvert the process, and they were trying to cut off information from getting to them. But we know once there is no camera, there is no way of securing the evidence of what is taking place, because a lot of little gatherings and stuff like that couldn't take place, which is why Bobby Wine was under arrest, as he put it. But based on my understanding, he was under arrest, not under arrest, he was free to move. It's just that there was a concentration and a high presence of military around his family home, which they claim there were people gathering there inciting with a view of causing violence. So it inhibits his movement also, and the fact that he couldn't get to rally his troops and they couldn't hear from him on a wider scale because the internet was shut down raised serious concerns about the integrity of the election.
Welcome, Rasdada.
Welcome, my
Yes,
lord.
sir.
Thanks.
Yeah, bless up, man. Bless up. Yeah,
We have to
hey,
your apology what we put out there, you know.
you notice something with these elections. We're going on demonstration and election. The government is doing a thing now. Them lock off the internet in the country. So if we stop, like them say they must stop misinformation, but they are also stopping information. Because information is spread. That's where most people get their information now, through the internet. But they claim they must stop misinformation from spreading. But you know what I mean? It's a real suppression and really information from going there. You know what I mean? Because they don't want people to hear what really are going in the country them. Because the same thing happened in Tanzania election the other day, you know. With them lock off, they turn off the internet, you know.
Because the youth them rise up and that is
Right.
their means of communication, because they are into the technology. So if they
And this
can't
becoming
have access,
Go on.
if they can't have access and reach to each other, that means they are restricting the voice of
Restricting the
youth.
voice of the world. And a lot of government we see do them thing, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean? We don't know how the US government not start do it yet. Because we also see nothing over there too. In Iran. Enough country we see a lack of turn off the internet, man.
Yeah, but in Iran it's a different case, because Iran was preventing information from coming out. Uganda is preventing information. No, Iran was preventing information from coming in. Because as a matter of fact, when they shut down the internet, within days after that, the protests
died out.
even though they said they allowed protesting and the protesters that were protesting have legitimate reasons to be protesting, because in terms of the dollar and the inflation in the country, these people have a legitimate growth, but it was hijacked by external forces who was using the internet, and they tried to bypass that.
Yeah.
By using Starlink.
Not to stray from the argument, but the internet is a tricky thing, right? Because I will say so most people get information from, right?
Yeah, man, it's not straying for the argument. You can see the pattern.
Yeah, but we also we know say a lot of misinformation is also on the internet, right? But my feel they have to just low because you have to just take what come with it. Because some people get information. Yeah, a part of it. A part of what them call it free speech, or you know what I mean? Yeah. Me no feel like them for lack of them thing there. So once you see the Ugandan government lockdown the internet, you know something wrong. Something wrong. You know what I mean? And I'm worried more things them do. Because I say them with some rallies where Bobby Wine didn't have him rally them, and then the police force and the army come in, shut it down, say them hear there are calls of misconduct. There are calls of, you know what I mean? So we don't know that. Like say all these people are there to support Bobby Wine, and they are what? They are fighting amongst each other. it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. But another thing, you see, anytime you see these leaders start about God and they are sent by God and God make them doing things, them take on this God, you know what I mean, persona, and you know what I mean, like they are God sent or they are anointed by God. You have to watch out for them.
But that was a
Them
part
now
of
left
his,
again.
of his
Huh?
winning speech.
Eh?
That was a part of his winning speech.
And
That
that me
he's
I tell
going
you,
to
that's why
black
me I say it. That's why me I say
and the
anything
religious leaders who prayed for
because
him for his success.
yeah, because them start feel like them are God representation in these countries. Them feel like say yo, God anoint them are the second coming of, you know what I mean, the Messiah. You know what I mean? And we now see the result of it. You know what I mean? I always see them family get rich, them family take vacation all over the world, you know what I mean, luxury living, and the people of this country, you know what I mean, and so far there is no the country now evolve, the country now move forward, no infrastructure development. We don't see those things because if we were seeing these things and these leaders were remaining in place and we are seeing, we can say, okay, like yeah, there's developments and there's no reason to get rid of these leaders. We can see what they are doing. We don't see what they are doing. We don't see what they are doing. Uganda is still one of the poorest countries. We don't see the development go on. You know what I mean? Same thing with the rest of the country. Then we have these overstayed leaders. Cameroon, Eritrea, all of them. Yes, sir.
It's a shame. It's a shame that they can't see that the people need to benefit from the resources, and there has to be a transition. There has to be successful plan, and there has to be accountability. But it's clear that when you harness the power and the resources, the challenge and the challenges that are coming from within cannot offer enough resistance by the ballot. And this makes the voting system looks like a shambles. And you hear the African Union came out to say some stuff and condemn the shutdown of the internet. But I don't think I want to hear from the African Union because they've lost their teeth a long time ago and they need to get some dentures if they don't have their teeth so that they can implement the policies and hold countries accountable for not upholding the standards of the African Union and the unity of the African Union. And the West, I don't expect much from them because they've got their own issues that they are dealing with. So it's high time now for Africa to unite and strike the iron while it's at, like after World War II, when these powers start shifting and they start getting shaky and people start resisting and fighting for their independence. It's high time that Africa unite and come together.
And Uganda doesn't have a large oil deposit, so we won't see the West showing any interest either. Dada,
Yes,
that
sir.
the thing no man.
Yeah, man, I listen to them reasoning, but like the one thing what really come to me with the whole situation is how often we talk about all these coups that are happening in Africa, and we say, "Oh, why so many coups? Why so many coups?" And now when we see things like these, people who are staying these extended period of time in these positions, we understand why sometimes we see the need for these coups, right? But in Uganda, we see where we have a person, a candidate, right, opposing this person and is willing to put themselves on the line to say, okay, we're gonna galvanize the people, we're gonna generate supporters, and we're gonna go to the polls, right? But we see the security forces opposing them again. So again, like I say that so many times when we see instead of the security forces going towards that positive change, we see them only implementing the desires and commands of the existing leadership. You understand? And it's sad. It's sad because we would love to see the security forces even getting behind the candidate to say, okay, no, we're going to make sure he has the opportunity to run freely because we want a democratic country. This is what they're saying. They have a democratic country, which is what they're saying. The elections are such a big deal, right? But we don't see that. We see them using their powers to intimidate, to prevent the galvanizing of the people, and that's a big concern. But I want to say kudos to Bobby Wine, because he's been fighting this struggle for a time.
Yeah, man. Big up Bobby Wine.
Relentlessly too.
Yeah.
Relentless too. Regardless of all the challenges and the hardships and even loss of freedom, and him still stay true to the course and say, no, this is something that has to be done, and he has taken up the mantle of doing it. And irrespective of everything that he's gone through, we've seen that he's stayed focused in that. I would just want to say to him, keep struggling, keep fighting, keep pushing, because one day a change is gonna come.
Yeah,
man.
but
So we are reasoning about the recent elections, the 2026 presidential election in Uganda. And as we are talk of Bobby Wine, and we see with all these international laws and norms being broken, the West is silent on the matter, because Bobby Wine seems to eye that he's not respected in the West, probably because of his background. I know he came up, because he's a youth of the streets, and he make him living out of music, and then him turn into a politician. So he's trying to move away from a lot of that, where he, not from his upbringing, but where he wants to get the country into a state where they protect their sovereignty and they start looking out for the interests of the people and adding value to whatever resources that they've got, so the people can benefit. So you can guess with certainty that there are outside forces and outside players having a role to play in this election also, because a lot of people are silent and you don't hear them coming out and saying they condemn this and they condemn that, like how they condemn stuff that are happening in other countries that they support and they have a vested interest. That is why I think it is high time for Africa to realize that together, united, we are stronger. Isolated, them pick us off 1-1. So there is a model that we can see in the Sahel region, and it is fighting its struggles and standing up and putting up resistance for the last 2 years, despite the challenges. We want these leaders to realize, say, this is what the youth want, because the youth won't forgive them, because they come and they see their parents living through these leaders, living through the system that they've created, and no betterment in terms of their standard of living, in terms of education, in terms of building institutions where the people can participate and start creating jobs for the community and better their standard of living. So the youth, Gen Z generation, is not going to forgive them. And these youth are in the internet. And time is on their hand. Time is on their hand. So Museveni need to realize that also, that he can't be there forever, because if he's unmovable by the ballot, nature will take care of situations that the people can't handle themselves. So time is on the people's hand. So they need to realize that and keep the fight going for the country and power of the people.
We see the world. Looking at it, the world is going through a transition at the moment, where we see like all systems seem like it go out, and we see like we are at the beginning of a new dawn, where the American led the hegemony is slowly slipping away, and the world is at a crossroad right now. Or it's at a crossroad, and Africa is perfectly positioned at the moment. We are the continent, the youngest continent, the youngest workforce on the earth right now, You know what I mean? And we don't want to be left behind again. Or maybe we were put behind the last time, but we don't want to be left behind. When things change, we don't want to be behind. You know what I mean? And one of the things them we're gonna let us be in the driver's seat. You know what I mean? Our up front is our leaders. Our leaders. You know what I mean? So we need good leadership, we need strong leadership, and not just the leader. I mean, like a leadership structure. Countries have a leadership structure. You know, say okay, you have a leader and succession plan for the next 10 leaders or whatever. Every leader will come after you. Everything is, you know what I mean, is planned out. Not just one person just there and, you know what I mean, whatever suits them, you know what I mean, so it go. No, it's
Just like
what's
that.
best for the country. Yeah, man, what's best for the country and what's best for the continent. And
But
I say we are in a good position right now, but we just need the leaders for, you know what I mean, make sure say everything go, you know what I mean, in the right way. For this
Yeah.
new world order.
This what I look at as well is I'm like, we look at a Uganda, as you said earlier, it's not a country that has a great wealth in terms of other countries in Africa or other countries in the world, right? So when you see a person like Museveni trying to hold on to the power so long, I'm like, what is it that him really a hold on to? Understand? What is it that is so appealing that him really a hold on to? That him not want it to go to somebody else?
What has he not yet done that he still need to do, considering he's been there for
For so
over
long.
After 40 years.
40 years?
After 40 years, what anything you didn't do in that 40 years, you're not gonna do it
You're
again.
not gonna do it again. So
Yeah.
that's something that I look at, and I'm like, well, we come back to just a person, this whole ideology of power, and how people view quote unquote power in a seat, and it's sad when we look and see that people can, just because they wish to be in a certain position, will go against the desires of the people. So it's sad, but it's a reality, and we just have to hope that the people in Uganda keep fighting, stay true to the course, and just keep moving towards change, because change has to come, irrespective of how the present administration feels. A change has to come. Once the people desire the change, it has to come. They cannot prevent it. You understand? And once that time comes, what I hope as well is that they have, like you're saying, a proper structure and a proper plan as to the direction that they want to take the country in, and not just, oh, we want to move this leader, and that's as far as we've thought this thing through.
And the thing, that him being in power so long, because at some point he's gonna pass away, or he's gonna lose the election. So somewhere he's gonna lose power. You know what I mean?
That's what we mean.
But the
when we say
problem,
nature shall take its course, so time is on the youth them hand,
Yeah, one of the big problem with that, is when these leaders have been in power so long. You see, when they're gone, there's no structure for succession, the country go into chaos, the country just go into anarchy, where everybody now you have 50 people who are say them supposed to be it, because right. there was no plan, there was no succession plan, you know what I mean? So it was going to anarchy and go evil back ways,
So this is why I'm saying that I hope that, like a Bobby Wine, who is saying he wants to take up this position, has a solid plan in terms of moving forward. This is how we're going to go about it. This is how we're going to address housing. This is how we're going to address infrastructure. This is how we're going to address education. This is how we're going to address healthcare. This is how we're going to affect economic training and all of these things. Right. So
for
this is
this
what I'm saying, a solid one, having a
election.
solid one, because we know politicians always come out with
Yeah.
these plans and say, oh, but in terms of having a real structured plan, it sometimes we find that they're short in that area. They talk about it in their campaigns and their rallies and these things, these emotional speeches geared towards driving up the emotions of the people. They'll talk about it because they know the people want to hear that. But when it comes to them doing it, we see that there's a difference between that.
I just speak of that. That's how Museveni also won over the people because he
Mhm.
talked a good talk. He
Mhm.
talked about, as we said before, he talked about leaders overstaying their welcome. He talked about
And
those
then he
things.
come and do the same
And then
thing.
he came and do the same thing. You know what I mean?
So this is
So,
what I say. So what is it? What them want? Why them want to stay so? That's the question I'm gonna say no. Because
and
before him they were doing it.
yeah,
Him said we're not doing that, and
yeah,
then him come and do it.
no, he saw that something was wrong with it. He identified that something is wrong with that. And speaking of that, you know, we always commend the leaders in the Sahel, you know what I mean, for what they're doing. And we are also, because we support them now, but we are also telling that they should have a plan not to
Yes.
stay too long, because Museveni was a hero. Most of them was hero when them
Well, they
take
weren't
power,
here.
you know. What's his name in
And they have good
Rwanda?
intentions.
Rwanda, he came in as a hero, you know. B of them came in as heroes, most of them came in as heroes, you know, and just
Freedom
overstay their
fighters.
welcome. Yeah,
Right.
freedom fighters who know overstay them welcome, and all the people want them out, and they just don't want to move
True.
because
Yeah,
them see themselves as, you know what I mean, the only person that can bring success, and with that seeing the success. You know what I mean? We're not seeing the development. We're not seeing nothing at all.
All right. Yeah, man. So with us, thoughts goes out to the people of Uganda, and I hope that they come to a resolution if there's one possible, because the elections have already been declared. So,
Yeah.
you know, hopefully they can come to some kind of resolution to this matter, a favorable resolution where we don't see bloodshed, we don't see civil unrest where people lose their
Yes,
lives
sir.
and lose their property and stuff like that. So,
That
you know,
Bia is now 92. Museveni is 82. So I am thinking he think that he have a couple more years to go. A couple more re-election. I bet you Museveni is going to run for the next election once he's alive.
They say he might go for number 10.
Yeah, man. These men, they will. The only thing that can remove them, either they get overthrow or death. Or
they're
both.
not giving it up willingly.
Or both.
They're not giving it up willingly.
No, sir.
And that doesn't seem coup doesn't seem a possibility. So
yeah, because him have
it has to
control of
be-
the armed forces.
Yeah.
No control of the
it
armed
has to be
forces.
blessing our manna from heaven.
Because if we had somebody like a Bobby Wine who was in the military, then there would be a possibility of
Possibility,
that. But
right.
in the military, they're not, you know, so possibly make sure say them good as well. So him keep them.
Yeah, man, in this country, them give the army man them some nice
my understanding
bonuses.
is that the general of the chief of staff is the next person
to
that's
take
gonna
over.
In line.
How old is he? Because that is what we have
I could be high school friend, you know.
He's up in age,
so
man.
if I'm high school friend, he might be in 80s too. So
Yeah, man. So you know, people are imposed based on their affiliation.
Yes, to the world. Yeah,
with
man.
the government, and you know,
it's corruption at its finest.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
man. Corruption at its finest.
I would say earlier, corruption is one of the biggest obstacles in Africa right now. Corruption, you know what I mean? Corruption, one of the things we are holding back on. Them thing you breed corruption.
Yeah,
because go on to that.
As you talk about this transition that the globe seems to be going through, and we look towards Africa to see the direction they're gonna take as this evolution occurs, right? And we look and we see, but we're not hopeful in a change in the direction of Africa, because majority of the leaders in place in Africa have been educated from a Western ideology, a Western philosophy, a Western school of thought, and we see them going in the direction of the West, and they're geared
The
towards that.
economic
You understand? They're geared
forecast and their
towards that.
economic
So,
practices.
so I'm not hopeful that we're gonna see that in Africa, because if we don't see ones coming forward who are saying we are for Africa solving African problems, then I don't see a change, because
Based on the current leaders.
Right.
Yeah, based on the
right.
current leaders. So that's why so we are calling for better leaders, and these leaders to go away with these leaders, and we have better leaders who can lead the whole continent forward. So Africa is in a better place where we are seen as equal, you know what I mean, in every group.
But the people who are gonna be considered for that, they're gonna be coming out of the CM crop. You
We hope
understand?
not.
Oh, they went to the Oxfords, and
Harvard.
they went to the Cambridges and the Harvards and the you understand? Yes, and they have this
Ivy League, they call them the Ivy
education,
League.
and they have this Ivy League education, and they're very intelligent, and speak very well, and they check all the boxes, but in terms of that fortitude to stand up for real development and real progress on the continent, they lack in. And that's what and sometimes it falls to the people as well, because the people get caught up in, oh, he dresses so nicely and he speaks so well,
nicely,
and they get caught up in this ideology of what a good leader is, and they overlook the substance that's supposed to go with it. So until we can start paying attention and valuing, just like even with the situation with Bobby Wine, where you're saying they don't look at him as a suitable leader, because primarily probably because of his background. So he's not one of these people who come through these educational systems and from wealth and all of this. So they look at him
reggae
like,
artists.
you understand? So
he doesn't fit the profile of the leader that they are looking
I know it's a
so
reggae artist.
So that's the word. That's what we need to have. We need to have a change in profile of the leaders, because the profile that we've been working under hasn't been beneficial to us. So if we go back to the same profile, we're gonna get the same.
And maybe it's not a change in profile, a change in just looking at profile, like looking at how you look or looking at how you talk. But you know what I mean? Leaders based on how you present yourself, how you can lead. Because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to over profile people.
Yeah, so that's
since the president-elect has demonstrated that he's still the president and no one can beat him by the ballot, I think he should call a day and go on some holiday, go on some cruise, go on some tour with his family.
Yeah. The stress. Because
leave a champion.
Yeah, right.
As a champion.
As a champion.
Go and join the presidential club, the past presidential club, man.
Regine, most time I see some president or some prime minister going to leadership as with black hair, and 2 terms or 1 term, then come back with beer gray hair. They say, oh, it's stressful. And in these days for 40 here. Come on, oh man. Take a rest. Take a break. Go enjoy your life. This stressful job, yeah, man. Leave it to young people, them, man. Come on, man.
Well, you see, our next thing with African people's politics is that it's very partisan. Like they're very diehard to certain parties and certain leadership groups and stuff. You understand? So we don't see them trying to create a 10-year development plan for the country, a 20-year development plan for the country. And then it don't matter which political group ascends to the power, they still have to fall in line to carrying on or carrying forward those plans. Once there's a change in administration, those plans stop. And then the new party come in and say, okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. And
you don't do an investigation to see what works well and carry on implementing those strategies and get rid of those ones
that not working.
It's not working. Sadu, has said that, greetings, brethren, talk is cheap. Action and accountability is what we need. We have big up the viewers them who joined the live and is watching the live. We're talking about the recent election of Museveni, who won his 7th term in Uganda, show that he's the undefeated champion in the last 40 years. So we're looking at what it means economically, what does it mean politically, and what does it mean socially for Ugandans.
Yep. Yes, man. Give thanks, Sadul
Yeah.
Khan. Give thanks for the comment, you know.
You see a thing a while ago, bipartisan politics, right? I'm always have a saying, I say, we African people, it's not even on the continent alone. We see that the Afrobean too, where we treat politics like a football team, like your favorite football team, and your favorite politician is like your favorite football team, and no matter
sports team,
right? Sports, yeah, they do sports.
Yeah,
and no matter what them do, that is your team, and you're not switch.
Yeah,
you're not gonna switch. If them win, if them lose, if them do bad, if them do good, you're not gonna switch. That's all.
Man, you fund them.
We are dieted to politicians, which is a big problem, because if a politician is, listen, your livelihood is at stake with politicians, you know. While
yours, and not just yours.
Right, but me I say, a sports team, you watch a sports team, after a while you go about a normal life. Your politician have the power to change your life, good or bad, you know, make your life harder or easier, you know. You understand?
True.
Yeah, they have that, so we cannot treat politics in that way.
True, and that's how we've been cultured.
Yeah.
So that's how we've been cultured, and that's one of the major problems.
It's a terrible thing, man.
Yeah,
We treat politics like, you know, it's a game. It's a game, and we go out and celebrate them like it's a game. And when one side win, you celebrate and wave flag, and you know what I mean?
Because the politicians thrive on emotions. They thrive on riling up the emotions of the people, and because a lot of people are driven by emotions, you know, of how they feel.
That is what was taken when they shut down the internet, you know. So what you're seeing, you can't report on it, and there is no feed on it. So it lost the emotion,
right,
and it lost its impact after a few days. So the government can get to put out the storyline that they want to put out and control the narrative.
Right. Yeah, man. But it's such it is, you know. But we do give thanks for the moment as well. We give thanks for the reasoning.
And I will talk about football. I want to touch a little upon football. Them watch the African Cup of Nations.
Watch a few games here and there.
Today the final, you know. Yeah, man. One of the big thing coming out of
Who's in the finals?
Senegal and Morocco.
Morocco.
Yesterday they had the third place playoff between Nigeria and Egypt. Nigeria won so they had the third place, and now you have the final. But one of the big thing coming out of I wish I could put it up on the screen, Yaga. Out of the African Cup of Nation is this brethren who is a fan of the Congo. He in the matches
just like the leader.
He just like Lumumba, and he's standing game for like a whole 90 minutes. Brethren, when name Mbola Dinga. Kuka Mbola Dinga, I think that's his name. I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, man, him go viral.
Yeah, man, him go viral, man. I say it's a nice thing. Yo, the brethren stand up
again, it's a diet thing again too.
Yeah. We are standing into football, but we may say him represent something. Because him say him stand for peace and thing, and him represent him idol, Patrice Lumumba, the first president of the DR Congo, and him he's a big supporter of the DR Congo football team. You know what I mean? And you know, it was a big fan favorite.
Yeah, man.
But I let the thing go on where they were playing Algeria, I think in the quarterfinal, and this Algerian player, Algeria won the match, and after they won the match, the Algerian player was mocking him. You know what I mean? And it was an uproar on the continent. But I think the player apologized. I don't know why he did that in the first place. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, man, team there. I don't know why he do that in the first place. You know what I mean? Try to mock him, you know what I mean?
It wasn't necessary.
No, sir.
That fan is Michel Kuka Mboladinga. He went viral during AFCON for standing absolutely motionless like a statue throughout DR Congo's matches. But this was never a gimmick. Michel's stance was a tribute to Patrice Lumumba, Congo's first prime minister, and one of Africa's most powerful symbols of resistance against colonialism. And Amora wasn't alone. An Algerian journalist crossed an even more disturbing line, referring to the Congolese supporter as a creature in a social media post. The post has since been deleted, but screenshots live forever, and so does the damage. Social media erupted almost instantly, with accusations of racism, insensitivity, and historical ignorance.
Yes, sir, that is the video, you know?
Yeah, man. Well, you know, it shows you that when people decide to stand up for something, they can. And so we need to realize that we can stand up for change.
I think it was a beautiful gesture, you know, by him. And the only problem now, the problem I have with it, you know, Congo is, they want to go to the World Cup, but they are going to face Jamaica, or maybe going to face Jamaica. You know what I mean? So I would love to see. I would love to see
the Congo
Kuka at the World Cup doing that, because on the world stage, but you know what I mean, not by the
not the expense of Jamaica.
No, what happened now, because he became viral for that issue, you know. Authorities had approached him to give him $2,000 per game to turn up at matches and do it.
Yeah.
He refused on principle because he said that that's not what the message he wants to send. And if he started taking money for it, it's going to lose the impact, because basically they are trying to buy it out. And if you buy it out, you control the narrative. And you
lose the integrity.
Yeah, man, and you lose integrity. So he stuck.
But you know, with these viral things, though, you know what I mean? So false narrative and false information start go around. I hear say him get a World Cup ticket, I hear say him get a new car, and me say some sponsor and thing coming, but I don't know how true it is.
A lot of people are approaching him, and a lot of offers are coming in.
And everybody are hope to see him at the World Cup. But I can't say the same thing. I can't.
Probably them can get a split. And the two of them go forward, man.
Don't say no, it can't go.
The number of places have been decided already.
Make the Congo go on, you know, make the Congo go on. Jamaica get a clear spot where them could actually, them shouldn't in this position. And them never take it. So
they shouldn't. But still, I'm conflicted. I would love to see the Congo, but I think I would more love to see Jamaica.
No, sir.
Yeah, man. Well, that is it, man. It's a nice just you know. Love to see them. You know what I mean? I hope him continue going and do the same way, because the one thing we need we can't make the spirit of our ancestors, especially the ancestors will come and fight the fight. Remember, Patrice Lumumba was murdered by the Belgian because he wanted the best for Congo. Well, Zaire at that time. Right?
So, go ahead.
Yeah. So we can't forget them thing there, and this is a man who make sure say
people remember.
Forget, he's remembered, because we have to remember our, you know what I mean, our ancestor then, and the struggle.
You can just imagine how him feel when the 90 minutes up and him here saying we have to go in our next extra added time
No, him training now. Him training now.
Because some of them at the time I can long, you know.
Him say him train, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, him
You have
train.
to be. You can't just
Yeah,
get up
man.
and do that, so brother.
You know, so even though he's just becoming popular now, well, I just know of him now. He's been doing this since 2013. Yeah, man.
So
So he's a professional. He's a professional.
Otherwise, you couldn't just show up and do that, so brother.
On
No,
a
sir.
lighter side, for those viewers who are going to the bookies, Okavango, what was the prediction of the AFCON finals?
I'm a big Senegal fan, you know. I'm a big Senegal fan because I, for the last 2 World Cups, my team was Senegal. We support to do well.
Morocco
Because-
has got home support, so
Huh? Morocco
Yeah,
is a really good team, one of the best team, not just in the African, but in the world. They have a very good team, Morocco. You know, so they finished was second or the semi-final of the last World Cup, right? Yeah, man, and Moroccan footballers come on leap and bounds. You know what I mean? So I think this tournament was set up for them to win at home. You know what I mean? One of the best teams. Yeah, like it was. Everything is written down for them to win.
We've seen that before, and we've seen it fall too, you know, because we saw that with Belgium 1 year in the Euros, where it was like it was set up for them to win.
For them to win, yeah.
But so, you know, but Senegal is one thing I will say about Senegal is that they are a team that they don't give up. They always push. You know, it don't matter. Them when they come out to play. And
these are the 2 best teams on the continent, like two best teams when it comes to quality, everything, like in every department, the squad depth. These are the 2 best teams, and I think both of them gonna do well at the World Cup. You know what I mean? But Senegal is my team still. Senegal is my team. So
what about you, Yaga?
I won't change from that.
Senegal, where say, man?
Senegal.
We can't say otherwise, brother.
Okay. So you're gonna push me in a
Jamaica
corner.
play a
You're gonna push
grenade
me in a
at you,
corner
know,
for
so-
comes to Morocco now. Cause the three
You can't say anything you want to say. You can't say anything you want to say.
The three we can't say Senegal.
No, but
If you want to say
me can't
Morocco, just say it, no, Virgin.
Me can't back Morocco
Mm,
and leave Senegal in high cool, you see me?
that's true, man.
Even Morocco would back Morocco.
Mm. Yes, yeah.
Senegal would back Senegal, so I have to back Senegal.
All right, my boss, which is right. Well, we look forward to it. What time is the game, Okavango?
Well, my time is 2 o'clock. I don't know what time.
So 2 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah.
2 o'clock
11
Eastern
p.m. my time.
Okay. Which is what time is your time, Okavango? I mean, Yaga?
It's
11 p.m.
What time is that?
+4 GMT.
GMT, okay, there you go.
Yeah, man.
So those of you who are interested in seeing the outcome of that, you can tune in at those times. And whatever channel you can
And next
find
thing
it
too, this African Cup of Nation is one of the best Cup of Nation
you've seen for a long time.
We must commend Morocco. It was like watching a World Cup, Virgin. Morocco had some beautiful stadium, and it was a good showcase of Africa, what is in Africa. Because some people, maybe them things there, as some little dirt field, the match them are going to play upon, and you know what I mean? Some line are going to run past, and yeah, I mean, interrupt player.
As well,
Yeah.
Ex-Premier League players, because players were leaving for the African Cup and they didn't give it any significance or treated it with any importance.
Yeah, man,
so,
and so I want to big up Morocco.
A couple years ago too, I don't remember who it was. Some pundit had made some remark like they were saying, "Oh well, we shouldn't send the players to the AFCON because the league, like they were saying."
It was Jamie Carragher.
It was Carragher who had said it. So
Yeah,
when
man.
you
I
see,
know for them, I say them thing, man.
when you
I'm not
see
him
a
alone.
tournament
Only
like
for them
this-
say them thing there.
So
But we're
when
not
you see a
even.
tournament like this,
we
it
make
shows
a
that.
routine to him and let him know, say, yo, you never win nothing with England, my boss. I mean, win this with my team. So
Yeah, man. But we want
yourself, man.
come in Morocco. Excellent tournament. I don't remember any major issues. You know what I mean? Or any issues whatsoever. You know
No
what I mean? The
negatives came out of it.
stadiums were some beautiful stadiums. the rain was falling for most of the games, and we didn't see like the pitches were remaining intact. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So big up Morocco and a good tournament, but I still Senegal we say see still, but yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out. I see that Senegal and Egypt played in the semi-finals as well.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Semi-finals, right? So like, and they bring in
Mohammed in a global village, my virgin from Senegal. They bring Boabab powder for me from Senegal all the time. And Boabab,
what's that? What's that?
Tree.
It's the
It's
tree,
this tree
Boabab.
will take about 20 years before it bear.
Oh, the big tree.
Yeah.
That iconic tree where you see that.
Yeah. Me know the tree.
Yeah, man. Him bring.
So what the powder for? What the powder for?
He have a lot of benefits, man, just like moringa and CMAS and them things there, you know, either magnesium and such things.
One day make you grow up big like the tree.
No, it might not grow as big, but it might live long.
Like the tree, okay.
It might not grow as big, but it might live long.
Normally when people go for them things, they say because they make them grow big like the tree.
Well, it look like that one that make you live long.
Okay.
Which is more important than the size of the tree.
Yeah, man.
Yes, it's true. Okay.
Yes, sir. So, welcome to the viewers who've tuned in. As usual, this is the perfect balance.
Big up the viewers. Like up and share up the chat class. I mean.
Every time, you know.
Yes, sir.
So like and share the videos, subscribe.
And we are here every Sunday morning.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, live on YouTube.
Because we have membership information and membership videos that we'll be sharing. One of the first video that we'll be sharing is a video where Dada took Akavongo's bag after he gave him some gifts. So look out for that one coming out for the members.
Thief. Remember, use the right words.
Man, Dada stole the bag.
You cannot steal something that was given to you.
Big up the two members.
Right.
Big up African Goddess. And who is the other member? Big up African Goddess and another member who actually joined the membership program.
Yeah, man, give
of
thanks.
The perfect balance track class.
Give
so
thanks,
we have to create their content and share their content with them. So you know that is coming also.
Yes, sir.
Until next time, this is the perfect balance. Big up the eye themselves. Stay strong for this strong.
Yeah, man, the perfect balance chat class.
Yeah, man, perfectly balanced.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. See it now?
Yeah, man, stop, man.
No, sir.